Hi everyone. Thank you, Eldrok and team. Wonderful to be here this lovely morning. And I'm today going to talk a little bit more about career counseling, which I'm sure all of you all have in your schools. And I want to start by telling you a bit about my journey and kind of getting into what I believe is important for us. Can we go to the first slide? I think you're on the last one. Okay. Doesn't seem to be. Thank you. Okay. Thank you again. So I'm going to talk today about keeping up with the dynamic career landscape, driving student success and quality enrollments. So giving you a bit of my background, I graduated from University of Michigan. I did my 12th grade here in India, did my 10+2, so did my ICSE at a school in Mumbai, went to do my 11th and 12th at Jai Hind College and in science, and then went to University of Michigan, Ann Arbor. Now, when I was doing this transitioning of my whole journey, at that time, we didn't have a counselor in school. And of course, I had to, and when I went to Jai Hind also, we didn't really have a counselor. I was doing my HSC. This was back in 97, 99. So 97, I graduated out of my 10th, and then, 99. And then, looking at where should I actually go, I wanted to do computer science at that time. The year 2000 was up, and there's a whole scare about what's going to happen. And so I started learning computer programming, and then decided that I'm going to apply to universities in the US, partly because a lot of my dad's side of the family was there. So that was the inclination at that point. But was I going to stay here? I hadn't thought as much. And my journey actually went to Michigan, led me to then from computer science also take economics as a subject. And that led me to taking 2 internships, one at Microsoft, second at Goldman, and then get into banking. So that transition, that exploration allowed me to then move into investment banking for 7 years and take a break and go back to do my master's at Columbia. And then when I graduated from Columbia, I was looking for doing something which was going to be making a social impact. And at that time, I stumbled across a VC that was ready to do that, called Summit Partners. And the partner that I interviewed with, his wife had 5 schools. And so I was working with them. I helped them with the Singapore office and then come to India. And then I realized that, I really want to help Anne, with what she was struggling with, is that she had 5 schools and 1 in California. And she was having a problem with really being able to understand everything that was going on at the school, because she had 5 different schools. And so she said, I really need a dashboard. And I said, okay, what all do you need? Why do you want to do that? And so I started working with her. And I pulled in one of my friends who graduated from Stanford, knew him for a while, and he was there for 10 years at VMware. And we said, okay, we're going to build a dashboard. And we started that, and we realized that this journey was so exciting for us because we built so many different levels of functions so that someone who has a school could equip themselves with, how do I reach that final outcome? What do I really want? How do I reach that outcome? And we did that for about 5 schools initially. 6 months, that product went to the California district system. We did that for about 400 schools. And then in about 2.5 years, they came back to us and said, can we do this in 21,000 public schools in California? And that transitioned us. And so then we had to, and during that time, we progressed and we realized that there's so much more that needs to be done on the counseling front. And that's what I'm going to go through now. So those are 2 of my co-founders, also very close friends. So I'm just going to ask this to you all, and I'm sure many of you all know this. So how many of you all have mentors over here? I'm sure we all do. But how many of you all have mentors? Amazing. I just saw one hand, but I'm sure that there's plenty more. Okay, 2, sorry, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, lovely. So I'm sure we all have seen mentors across. And does your child have a mentor? Do you feel your child has a mentor? Right? Your child has a mentor. So I can see some of them nodding their hands. You're nodding their heads. So as a school, do you think your career cell is well poised to assist your students? Do you feel that you all are doing everything that's possible, or do you think that there's more that can be done? Right? That's the question. And do you have adequate resources in-house, right, to help the two teachers, counselors, right, for training the students, training the teachers? You know, do you have a dashboard? If for some of these questions you have a yes and no, this is really going to be able to help you, all right? And what I'm going next to is to explain to you what is really happening now. So the Indian students and their parents are increasingly willing to pursue unconventional paths in higher education, while schools and college admissions